movies and games and TV shows, the Cinemaniacs podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Cinemaniacs podcast, where we talk movies, games, and TV shows. I am once again joined by
Matthew.
And today we're going to talk about games, movies, games, and TV shows, I guess.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to talk about today. We got to talk about The Punisher. We're going to talk about Scream 6. And we're going to talk about the Oscars.
Yes.
So, what you been up to? You been up to anything lately? Just been hanging out?
Yeah, mainly. Just hanging out, watching movies, preparing for the Oscars.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of the best pictures and stuff, nominees out of the way and stuff.
Yeah, preparing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into it.
For sure.
So, the first thing that we have up is last week we talked about the Ninja Turtles. So, the new Ninja Turtles movie is coming out. It's called Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And we talked about the cast. Well, since then, the trailer has released. And it's looking pretty good. It looks like it's taken a lot of inspiration from Spider-Verse. It's taken a lot of inspiration from Spider-Verse. The animation style is really beautiful. Did you watch the trailer?
I actually have not. No.
Okay, it's really good. It actually got me really excited for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did see I think screenshots of the animation style though. I seen the Ninja Turtles I think themselves.
Yeah. Right.
I did like how the uniqueness of it. It definitely was unique. It felt like they were definitely taking inspiration from Into the Spider-Verse or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's looking really good. I also realized that we didn't go through the whole cast last time.
Yeah.
Severely lacked a whole bunch of people. We said it was stacked in the episode, but it's even more stacked than we thought. So to run back through it, we have Nicholas Cantu as Leo, Shaman Brown Jr. as Mikey, Micah Abbey as Donnie, Brady Noon as Raph, Jackie Chan as Splinter, Ayo Edebiri as April. Okay, and then here's a new one. Ice Cube as Superfly. I like that.
I love that. Seth
Rogen as Bebop, John Cena as Rocksteady, Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko. Love Paul Rudd.
Yep.
Rose Byrne as Leatherhead. Post Malone as Ray Fillet. Post Malone. All right. Hannibal Buress as Genghis Frog. Nastasia Dimitru as Wingnut. Maya Rudolph as Cynthia Outram. And Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman. So that's going to look good. It's Splinter has an afro in the trailer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
he's got a fro.
Yeah, that's a stacked cast, man.
It's very stacked. Moving on, we have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the game. We talked about that last week as well, how it's been getting some pretty bad engagement recently. It's been getting bad press because they're focusing more online, and it's going to be more like Call of Duty than a superhero game.
Yeah.
But it's been delayed.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so it's been delayed. We don't know what day it's going to come out. They said it would be coming out later in 2023, so later this year.
Yeah.
But we do not have a definitive date yet. All we know is it's not coming out on May 26th anymore. We got a trailer for Owen Wilson's Paint.
Yeah.
This is if you don't know what this is a parody of Bob Ross's life.
Yeah.
It looks fun. It looks really interesting.
Yeah. Looks like a fun watch.
Yeah.
For sure.
Carl Nargle is his name. He's he's a parody on Bob Ross, but also kind of like what everyone thinks Bob Ross might have been like in real life, where he's angry all the time, but he really wasn't. He really wasn't an angry guy ever, other than when he was in the military. But but that looks fun. That looks like a fun one.
For sure.
Mario Kart talked about that. Mario Kart Wave 4 released.
Yes.
We'll probably play that tonight.
Probably, yeah.
At our Oscars party.
Yes.
We got the final Mario trailer.
Yes.
It looks amazing.
It's looking so good.
It looks we got Fire Donkey Kong.
Yes.
When he claps the fire and he's got the white on his hair and like on his wrist. Oh my bro.
Love that, bro.
I'm so excited for this. The Mario Kart scene looks so good.
Yes, bro. When he turned the Koopa into like the shell and
yeah,
and then he like wiped his nose or something. That was so good.
Exactly. Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron, and then the Kevin Feige Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
They've both been shelved.
Yeah.
So those are not happening as of right now.
It's interesting.
I think Kevin Feige's got a lot on his plate anyways.
Yeah. That was kind of out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting like a Kevin Feige directed Star Wars film, yeah. But Rogue Squadron probably a little bit more surprising because that has a little bit more like lore, I guess, behind it and stuff because it's like in the rebellion and stuff like that.
Right.
But still, I think that that's interesting that they decided to shelve those two.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Oh, and the last bit of news that we have is the Little Mermaid trailer will be dropping tonight at the Oscars. Tonight for us, anyways. When you're listening to this, the Oscars will be over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really think we needed the Little Mermaid. We don't really need all these live action remakes. But
I would have loved for a more. I don't know. Maybe it's snobbish, but I would have loved for bigger like cinema type movie this year, like a bigger cinema going experience, like maybe like a new Barbie trailer or like
Oppenheimer,
a new Oppenheimer trailer, something like that.
We could,
or a first trailer for a movie that hasn't gotten like the Wes Anderson movie, Asteroid City, something like that. Yeah,
we definitely could still get a trailer, but the one that they're like promoting, is the Little Mermaid. I don't even know if I'll go see it. I really don't know.
Yeah, at most I would watch it probably when it comes out on Disney Plus.
Yeah. The only good live action remake that I think they've made so far is Jungle Book. I think Jungle Book is better than the original, if I'm being honest, in my opinion.
I think they both have their charm, I think, for me. Yeah. But I definitely think that it's the best live action for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with how they handled animals compared to The Lion King. I think they did it way better than the Lion King remake.
The Lion King is like, it can't really show emotion.
Yeah.
It was
weird.
A mess. I did have a little bit of a I thought this was interesting.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage was in an interview recently, and they asked him who he wants to play in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he said, quote, "I don't need to be in the MCU. I'm Nick Cage." Respect. So I can respect that.
Yeah, I can respect that too. I actually heard another actor say something similar to this, but it wasn't Marvel related, more so DC related. It was Brendan Fraser. He was asked if he would join the DCU, and his response was, "Of course I would. I'm an actor. I'm always trying to work."
Well,
I thought that was a funny response.
Yes. And he was in Batgirl. And he was supposed to be the villain in that, but they cut that down.
Yeah.
But that's all the news we have for this week, in terms of just miscellaneous movie, games, and TV shows. Now we can get into the Marvel news.
Yeah.
A lot. Well, a small amount of news, but it's a lot in its scale.
It's big, yeah.
To start off, Daredevil has begun filming. So Daredevil Born Again, the 18-episode series that comes out next year, has started filming. Very exciting. Vanessa Fisk, who is Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin's wife.
Yeah.
She has been recast. So in the original show, Ayelet Zurer played her. but they are recasting her with an actress named Sandrine Holt. I don't have a huge opinion on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw people, I think, overblowing how big this was on the internet, but it's the original Vanessa was good. She was a good actress, but I don't see anything wrong with them trying to take a new approach with her and stuff like that with a different actress at all.
And now the biggest piece of news,
Yeah,
was that John Bernthal as the Punisher is returning.
Yes.
Officially confirmed. This is real.
100%.
I cannot explain. He's literally like RDJ level of casting.
Perfect casting for the Punisher. So glad he's going to be the MCU Punisher.
Yeah.
John Bernthal.
Bro.
Let's go.
Nobody can do it better.
And introducing him in Daredevil Born Again, that's perfect.
Perfect. Now there is a opposite side to this coin.
Yeah.
So we got John Bernthal back, and that's beyond amazing.
For sure.
But Deborah Ann Woll and Eldon Henson, who play Karen Page and Foggy Nelson in the show, are not returning. I don't know I don't know if this will mean that they're getting recast or if they're just not in it. Honestly, if they're just not in it, they could eventually come back.
Yeah.
I pray that they don't recast.
I extremely hope that they don't recast. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is just eventually this is chalked up to a rumor, but I don't know. It's seeming all the sources seem pretty confident in it and stuff. So I don't know. It's they give and they take for sure.
They definitely do.
We got John Bernthal. That's obviously amazing in its own right, but possibly losing out Karen Page and Foggy Nelson, man, that's a huge loss as well.
It's a very big loss. But John Bernthal, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Incredible.
And he, like I said, he is, in my opinion, of the same level as like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. in terms of casting. It's so good.
I agree.
Did you have any news did you have news for movies and games and stuff?
No, nothing really for movies and games, but I did have a little bit of Marvel news for the show Armor Wars. It's rumors that James Spader will reportedly be returning as Ultron in Armor Wars.
Yes.
So they could possibly be bringing back Ultron.
This is a game changer if this is true.
This is exciting, man.
Yeah.
Because Armor Wars, to me, just shot up a whole lot in my interest.
Yeah.
And it was already, I'm already super interested in it.
Right.
You know, because Don Cheadle is going to be the main character for the first time. But bringing back James Spader Ultron, bro, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's humongous, bro.
The fact that they have a chance to redeem what they did. You know, I feel like personally, I like Ultron in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
He's fun. He's a good villain, but he isn't Ultron to me.
Yeah.
Ultron is in What If. That's Ultron to me.
Facts.
That is now possible again.
Yeah.
They resurface Ultron somehow, find out he's still out there. That's exciting.
That can make for some really fun storylines. I'm excited to see where that goes, honestly.
Yeah. Very exciting. Next we have the stuff that that's going on right now. We got a Last of Us, we got Mandalorian, a new Scream movie. Let's talk about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
So the most recent episode is episode 8.
Yeah.
It is based on the climax of the game. So if you've played the game, the character David, who is this cultist, elitist cult leader, you learn some pretty nasty things about these characters as they go on. He's an incredible villain.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this episode?
I think first I think what really shined is Bella Ramsey this episode for me a lot. I think she really had that heart and soul behind the episode, especially in that final scene and stuff in the building and everything.
Yeah.
Really impactful stuff. I think David, like you said, the guy who played him was also a really good actor. I thought really good performance by him. Yeah, I thought they were good. The ending was really good of the episode. Really good ending.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think episode 8 could be one of my favorite episodes in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I don't think it's necessarily like top 1 for sure, but I think it's definitely up in the like top 3, top 5 range, somewhere right there.
Yeah. I feel that I definitely feel that same way.
Yeah.
This episode was really good, and from a game perspective and of how they did with the adapting it, they did a really good job. The only issue I have is that and this is not just for this episode, but it's also for the whole show.
Yeah.
For some reason, they keep cutting out the infected. The infected are like hardly anywhere in this show.
Yeah.
There's 3 scenes with like infected.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
And in this episode specifically, there's a scene that should have been there. The scene where when they find the deer and she like finds them and has them at gunpoint. That scene, the dude that's with him leaves and they're together, and then a infected attack and they come out of nowhere, and that whole part of the game is Ellie like kind of getting close to this guy and like not trusting him, but like maybe I can trust him, kind of thing. And
that would have been good, I think, in the show.
Yeah, it would have definitely helped it grow those characters and make it feel like maybe this guy can be trusted. Maybe he is a good guy.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
No, he's not. He's not a good guy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did a really good job adapting. Other than they didn't. They just need to get the infected in there, and I don't know if it's a budget thing or, I don't know. It could be a budget thing. Maybe they'll have more next season because they'll definitely have a higher budget next season.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, episode 8 was actually the most watched episode in the entire season. More people watched episode 8 than any other episode.
Wow.
Yeah, and that could be likely to be broken by episode 9 as well, the finale, because a lot of people watch finales, of course. So that could even break it, which would be even crazier.
That would be crazy. It's definitely the best video game based like media other than a video game.
For sure.
It 100% is, until Mario comes out.
Until Mario.
Until
the Sonic trilogy is complete.
Yes, until Sonic comes out too. Yeah, Sonic 3. That's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mandalorian episode 2, season 3, episode 2 came out. That one was good. I think it was a nice little episode. It wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
But it's there's a little Grogu adventure in the middle.
Yeah,
I liked it. I liked seeing him get some action in there.
Yeah.
Basically the gist of this episode is Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, and Grogu go to Mandalore, and they go to I don't know what they're trying to find, but they're
looking for he does it later in the episode, but he was looking for the mines of Mandalore,
right?
For the water, because for the Mandalorians, when they take off their helmet or whatever, and they're no longer deemed Mandalorian, the only way to redeem themselves is to go into the mines of Mandalore, go into the water, and come out, basically.
Right.
And they're Mandalore once more. But I think that I think they handled it really well. I liked how the episode looked. I think that visually it was a really stunning episode.
When they fly onto Mandalore, when they get to Mandalore, oh man, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful scene. The CGI was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was a good episode. Bo-Katan was in it for quite a bit too. I think they've kind of hinted or at least alluded to a lot of her intentions possibly and stuff, which that's good, foreshadowing what's to come.
It's really weird because they've kind of set her up as like the villain of the show.
Yeah.
But she's also like a friend. So it's going to be a more personal antagonistic relationship,
For sure.
But do you have any more things to say about Mandalorian?
No, it was a good episode.
Yeah,
it was a good episode.
It was good.
Good continuation off one, I think, and I'm excited for the next, of course.
Yeah, we also got the returning character from the first like season or whatever.
Oh, on Tatooine or whatever.
Yeah,
she that was pretty good, and the droids. They're always pretty funny and stuff. So that was a good scene.
We also saw Scream 6. It was the 6th installment in the Scream franchise. It was pretty good. It wasn't obviously it's a Scream movie. They're not, other than the first one, I don't think they're the most amazing movies ever, but they are, like you earlier described it, you said it was fun.
Yeah, it was a very fun movie-going experience, you know? And I think horror movies in general, they usually are, they're more fun when you actually watch them in a theater.
Right.
And you have that experience. Scream especially, I think, has that charm to it,
definitely.
That you got to watch it in a theater.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I think this is my first, Scream 6 was my first Scream in a movie theater. So it makes me wish I could have watched more of them in a theater, but that's regardless of the point, I guess. But Scream 6 was really good. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's what I think about it. It was a very enjoyable experience for sure.
Yeah, I had a good time. I definitely agree. I think the best way to watch not only these but horror movies is in the theater. But I think these movies specifically feel much better in theater because the Scream fans are so like they are passionate fans.
Yeah.
They're like the Marvel fans of horror.
Honestly,
almost.
probably the most passionate horror fans, probably.
Yeah.
Honestly. I really can't think of another horror fan base that's as dedicated probably as the Scream fan base and shit.
And I can that's probably because the Scream movies are so as meta as they are.
Yeah. Super meta, yeah.
So they're like they like within the movie have a fan base of movies that are based on the movies that you're watching. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But no, Scream 6 was really good. I gave it like a 8.5, something like that. It's my third favorite Scream movie. It's I think it was really good. I'm not a huge fan of. Well, I enjoy all the sequels.
Yeah.
But 2 and 3, which are, I believe, more praised than like the recent sequels and stuff. Yeah. I dislike them the most, just because their twists are, their cheeks.
Interesting. I heard someone say Scream 3 was like one of the best sequel Screams.
No. 2's better than 3. 3's my least favorite. 3 was...
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. 3's fun. Yeah. It's fun, but not like how this was fun. How 6 was fun. Fun was... Or Scream 6 was fun and, like, good. Like, it actually did a good job as a movie.
Yeah.
But 3 is just fun. Like, it's... That's everything we watched this week.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of good stuff coming out this week. Stuff coming out next week. We're gonna go see 65, the Adam Driver dinosaur movies at some point. We'll try to see that before next episode.
There was actually one thing about Mandalorian I just remembered.
Oh,
so the the new astromech droid that they introduced, the red and white one.
Yeah.
It's actually not a new one. It's actually the astromech droid in A New Hope that Uncle Ben and Luke were going to buy before R2-D2.
Oh.
But then R2-D2 told him that he was on a mission and he self-destructed so R2-D2 could go with him. They brought him back because they got him from Tatooine.
Yeah.
They brought him back full circle and he had like a kind of like character development hero moment.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
I love that. Okay. I love the episode even more now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I want to let's predict the Oscars.
Yes.
So the Oscars this year is it's our first time. It's our first time being real big film fans and watching the Oscars.
Yeah.
So it's like our Super Bowl.
Yeah, basically. It's actually the first time I've ever watched all the Best Picture nominees of any Oscar ever. So
I can almost say the same thing. I haven't seen Top Gun or Avatar.
Yeah.
But those are the two that I'm like, I know what I would probably think about those movies. I actually have them on here predicted for some things just because I know people have said how good they are in those things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, up first, I think is visuals. Is that what you have?
I mean, I was gonna start from the top, but
I don't know if because the way that I have them written down is it was just how it was there.
Okay.
But it might be a little different there.
Yeah, it starts with Best Actor on here. If you want to start with that.
I want to end with that.
Okay, so
let's end with the big things.
Okay, so let me get visuals up. Visual effects. There we go.
All right. So for visuals, who are the nominees?
The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of the Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick.
Okay. So this is purely based on, this isn't who I want to win. This is purely based on who I'm pretty sure is going to win.
Yeah.
Avatar.
Okay.
It's gonna be Avatar.
Yeah. It's gonna be Avatar for sure. I think if I was gonna give a second, maybe the Batman, but I think Avatar is probably gonna take this one for sure.
Yeah. At first I put the Batman.
Yeah.
And then I went back to look at the nominees, and I was like, oh, wait, Avatar's on here. Yeah. I gotta change that. Sound design is next.
Yes.
Who are the nominees?
The nominees for this are Top Gun: Maverick, Elvis, The Batman, Avatar: The Way of the Water, and All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay. Again, this is purely based on what I've heard people say.
Yeah.
I think Top Gun is probably going to get that one.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's one of the biggest praises of that movie the sound design.
Yeah.
So
that makes a lot of sense with how the jets are and everything and the flying sequences and stuff.
Right.
That definitely I think is a big portion of that sound design. Mm-hmm. I think this probably will go to Top Gun: Maverick with relative ease probably. Maybe Elvis. Maybe Batman in there. I don't know. Possibly.
I think Batman's a good close second, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next one I had was makeup and hairstyling.
Okay. Makeup and hairstyling. We have the nominees are the All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale.
Yep. Okay. I will be surprised if The Whale does not get this one.
Yeah. I'm definitely going The Whale. And then I think my backup would be All Quiet on the Western Front, probably.
Mm-hmm. Man. When he's got the mud
bro.
And he's caked, like beyond caked.
Bro.
It looks like literally a mask.
Yeah, and the coloration difference and stuff. Dude.
The different colors of green and like white and yellow. Oh man, that's some good makeup work,
bro. Yeah, that's really good makeup work. I still think though that Brendan Fraser's character specifically in The Whale, I think that's probably is what is going to get the Oscar. That's the big,
literally.
Yeah, no pun intended. But that's the big makeup, thing. Mm-hmm. That's the big suit, and it was well done. It was really well done. So yeah, I totally agree.
I think Whale definitely is going to get that one. I'll be surprised if it doesn't, but All Quiet is definitely a close second.
Yeah.
Costume design.
We got the nominees for costume design are Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Babylon.
Okay, so for this, I'm gonna say Black Panther.
Yeah.
But a close second is what was the one before Babylon?
Elvis. Or, well, it was Babylon, Black Panther, Elvis, Everything, Everywhere, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
Okay, my close second would probably be Elvis, I think.
Okay.
Only because they had to recreated iconic like Elvis looks, you know?
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, I forgot that in Elvis they actually make him look fat and stuff.
Yeah, they do that too.
Forgot about that. That's a good second too, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna take the other one.
Yeah, for sure. I think I would take Black Panther, and my backup would probably be Everything Everywhere, with just the uniqueness of a lot of the outfits and the coloration and stuff. Really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only reason I don't say Everything Everywhere is because there are like Jobu Tabaki.
Yeah.
Her all of her fits are like really good.
Yeah.
They're all really.
She literally has like an Elvis fit too, basically.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she all her fits are very creative outfits.
Yeah.
But other than her, I don't really remember like anything that stood out.
Yeah.
To me, it all felt like their everyday clothes that they kind of just threw on.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I can feel that.
That's like fine. You know, that's perfect for the movie. But
I also think Babylon is a strong backup choice there too, because they were set in a different time period and stuff.
Right.
But they, Damien Chazelle and whoever the costume designer, I'm sure their use of like the vivid coloration and stuff like that of a lot of the outfits make you feel like the 20s and 30s era is like coming alive more. It's not like plastered on a wall black and white as much, you know?
Right.
More so coming alive coloration and stuff wise, because that's when color and stuff was coming in, you know? So I think that Babylon is a good runner up too. But I think Black Panther for sure.
Black Panther. Yeah, it's not it wasn't all CG, you know, it wasn't all CGI. They had costumes. No, but I think Black Panther won last year, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Black Panther, well, not last year, but 2018. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Black Panther won costume design in 2018. I'd be surprised if it didn't win again. This next one we have production design. What are the nominees?
The nominees for production design are The Fabelmans, Elvis, Babylon, Avatar: The Way of the Water, and All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay. Now, since watching All Quiet on the Western Front, I am kind of like maybe that one.
Yeah.
But I think Avatar is still.
I think Avatar. I think Avatar will win it probably. I think All Quiet on the Western Front deserves it more. Yeah. I think because of the way that they portrayed the battles and stuff. There's so. A lot of people say it was like a 1917 ripoff and stuff a lot of times.
Yeah.
And just because of like a lot of the long shots and stuff across the fields and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I don't think that necessarily disqualifies all the good things that it did and stuff like that in terms of production design and, you know, because a lot of it is one shots. So that's a really built-in production that they went through and stuff. I think Babylon is another good choice for production design because it's so crazy and there is there's not a lot, but there's a decent amount of long shots where it will take you like you're in a building and it will take you from like scene to scene or like scene to scene of like characters interacting, different characters, which is really good. It makes you feel like the building is like more fleshed out, the world's bigger, you know.
Yeah.
It's not centered around one scene, you know.
Yeah.
It makes you feel more interactive with the story. But I think like I said, Avatar will probably win it. All Quiet would probably be my pick for it if I was choosing though.
Yeah. Avatar I think is taking home quite a few awards just because it's the sequel to the highest grossing movie of all time and they took 12,000 years to release it.
For sure. It has the build up and everything. It's James Cameron. He has a dedicated fan base. I'm not really sure how, but
sure. He's made some good movies.
He has made some good movies, but I don't know that people view the Avatar as like his magnum opus, basically. Yeah, But I don't know. I think some of his older movies are better than Avatar, personally. But
T2. Yeah. Judgment Day.
But on to the next.
Yep. Song.
Yes.
What did you have
Original song. For the nominees, we have Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. We have Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick. We have Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We have Natu Natu from RRR. And we have This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay, what did you have?
For this, I chose Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Okay, so did I.
Yeah.
I had Lift Me Up as well. I think they're definitely gonna cater more to that song because of the significance behind it. If you don't know, that song was written for Chadwick Boseman, who passed away in 2020, 2021.
Yeah, something like that.
I think 21. Yeah. They wrote that for him for the new Black Panther movie, and I think they will cater to that. But also, it's a really good song.
It is a really good song. I think it definitely hit you in the gut. I think when the movie ended and it just rolled to the credits.
Oh yeah.
And Rihanna just hits that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
so good.
It was hitting, man.
So good.
For sure.
I think a close second, or the one that I would be okay with it winning instead is This Is a Life. I don't know if you've heard the whole song.
I don't know. I mean, I watched the movie, but I think I don't know if I heard it. I don't know if I really like absorbed it or whatever.
It's only in one part of the movie. Well, actually, the sound effect of like the that kind of like ambient noise in this. It's from the song. I'm pretty sure. And the movie ends with This Is a Life.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun,
Okay.
dun. Yeah,
Yeah.
If you listen to the whole song, it's pretty good. But that's the only thing. That's like the only one that I'd be like completely all right with.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Lift Me Up, the one from Top Gun, the Hold My Hand or whatever.
Hold My Hand. Yeah.
Who's that by?
Music and lyric by Lady Gaga.
I think I've heard that. I don't know. That one's pretty. It's very.
I mean, I don't even remember it, and I watched Top Gun too, so I don't know.
Moving on, we have original score.
Yes. The nominees for this are All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. Pretty stacked nominees here.
Yes, this is all very good.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm going to give it to Babylon. Personally, I think Babylon has the Damien Chazelle effect. The music is amazing. The jazz in particular it's phenomenal. This dude is so good at jazz. It's in all his movies, and it's always great.
Because he's a jazz student.
Yeah. And the movie in general just has a fast, and if you listen to that, everyone knows the Babylon song. If you watch Babylon, you know the song I'm talking about, and the main theme song basically of the movie. It's fire, bro. It just gets you going. It gets you going.
I think based on what you've told me alone, I think I'm gonna say Babylon. The only reason I don't say anything else is because not everything else had all the other nominees didn't really have memorable scores. I think Everything Everywhere, it's very unique.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ambient noise. But it isn't. I don't know. There's something about it isn't like. It's like the only thing that's like not memorable.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's memorable, but not like
not like the main takeaway from the movie.
Yes, definitely.
And I feel the same thing with the rest of the movies as well. All Quiet on the Western Front, I think it's more a sound design thing that it's better at than the score in particular. Banshees, I don't particularly remember
it's a lot of drums.
Yeah, I think Banshees might be could be my second behind Babylon from what I remember, maybe, because I actually do remember somewhat of the music from Banshees, but the Fabelmans had an all right score. I don't think it was anything crazy good, but it wasn't bad either.
Yeah. The best editing.
Oh yeah, best editing.
Now, I already know what this one.
Okay, so the nominees: Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick.
Okay. Now, I think it's possible that Top Gun will get this one, but I predict that Everything Everywhere will get it because the editing in that movie is
astounding,
off the wall, like off the wall, crazy.
It's crazy, man.
It's so good. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everything everywhere.
Yeah.
But the editing is really good. They're constantly jumping back and forth between really crazy shots and really slow, beautiful shots. Incredible editing.
Yes.
And the Daniels, their films are full of good edit, like amazing editing.
Oh yeah.
This Swiss Army Man, I believe those are like the only two that they've done, honestly.
Dang.
But Swiss Army Man is really good as well. The editing there is incredible. I think Everything Everywhere deserves it, but I think Top Gun might take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think Babylon was snubbed from this film editing thing. By the way, that's probably going to be a reoccurring sentence that you hear. Babylon snubbed. Because it was, bro. It was snubbed from a lot.
All right.
On to the next.
International feature film. I feel like this one's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I think All Quiet.
I'll go over the nominees just to do it, you know. We have The Quiet Girl, EO, Close, Argentina 1985, and then All Quiet on the Western Front. It's All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, All Quiet. I think All Quiet's winning.
For sure.
It's up for Best Picture. There's no way it doesn't win Best.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
a given, you know. Yeah. The rest of the films in that category aren't nominated for Best Picture.
Right.
All Quiet is.
Yeah.
Thus, you kind of know what's going to happen.
I think it's going to win. Yeah. I think and because of that, I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, just because they were like, well, it's an international film, but we want it to but we also think it's like worthy of Best Picture. Yeah. So let's put it in Best Picture, trick people. Maybe it'll win. I don't think it'll win though.
Yeah. I also haven't watched this movie, but I heard RRR, which is like an Indian movie.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised to not see that on there for Best International Feature Film or whatever.
That's really weird, yeah.
Because I've heard universal praise for that movie, literally. Everyone's like, oh, it's just a fun, really good movie.
Yeah.
So
people say a lot of Bollywood films are like live action anime.
That sounds awesome.
Definitely gonna have to check that one out.
For sure.
Animated film.
Yeah. The nominees for animated feature film are Guillermo. I don't know how to say
Guillermo
del Toro's Pinocchio, which I haven't watched.
Yeah, no.
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red.
Okay, I think Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is gonna win because it's animated, but it is not. It's like an adult. It's like very adult themes and stuff. But I would love Puss in Boots to win because Puss in Boots was like the animated film of the year, I think.
Yeah.
It's like going out of 2022, you were like, well, what animated film came out that year? Oh, Puss in Boots came out. I'm not thinking Marcel the Shell, you know?
I'm actually ashamed I haven't watched any of the animated films. I almost watched Del Toro's Pinocchio one day because it's really short. I think it's not really that long at all. I don't think.
Wow.
So and it's stop motion too. So I was thinking about it's not stop motion, but it's like puppets basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I was really gonna watch it one day, but I will eventually, just like I will with Puss in Boots as well. I gotta watch both of those for sure.
Right. The next one is cinematography.
Yes. This is a big category. The nominees for it are All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar.
Okay. So, I think based on, obviously you have to base them on these alone.
Yeah.
But I think it's All Quiet. I think All Quiet's going to take that one.
I agree. Why is Elvis on?
Why is Elvis on here?
I don't know why Elvis is on here. Babylon snubbed for this category. The Batman snubbed for this category. I think both those movies could have been on this list. But I still think All Quiet probably would beat out both of them, honestly. In terms of my prediction. Babylon I might like a little more visually, maybe, but All Quiet on the Western Front definitely hits deeper and stuff. Mm-hmm. And the cinematography, it's breathtaking, bro. The cinematography is beautiful.
Incredible.
It's actually beautiful.
Yeah. There's some of the best landscape shots that I've ever seen.
For sure. The nature and stuff.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shots is literally like the first shot of the movie. It's
right.
Like, it starts in like a forest and it's like super blue, mm-hmm. and it just really pops out the coldness of the forest and stuff. And that's one thing that they do. They I think that the cinematography really helps feel the elements of where they're at and mm-hmm. stuff, the coldness or whatever, whatever they're feeling. It makes you go into the characters. All Quiet on the Western Front, perfect cinematography. Yeah, really, long shots that are beautiful.
Yeah, incredible. Long shots, one take.
Yes, one takes. Yes.
Yeah. I think the use of color in All Quiet is incredible. Like you said, very very cold colors. Mm-hmm. A lot of blue and green and orange.
Yeah.
Orange, I noticed that orange was kind of more, it was the warmest color in the film.
For sure.
And it was to signify like the government officials that were heads of war that were like comfortable in their seats,
Yeah, bro, dude, that was, I mean, we'll talk about it in Best Picture a little more, but bro, that was one thing about that movie that I really liked was it showed the generals that were like, oh, I want to be at war, I want to go to war.
Yeah.
Bro, you're nowhere near it, bro. You are nowhere near what's going on. You don't know what's happening, bro.
Don't even know.
And you want war, bro. Yeah, but
messed up.
Anyways, cinematography, All Quiet for me, for sure.
Yeah. Adapted screenplay.
Yes. The nominees for this are All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out, Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking.
Okay. I think All Quiet might take this one too.
Yeah, I think All Quiet for sure. Probably going to take this one.
Right. Close second. Yeah, I don't think Glass Onion's taking it.
Nah, I think it's too flippy. I like Glass Onion.
I do too.
A lot, actually. But not as much as The First Knives Out. I know that's like what everyone says. Yeah. But it wasn't going to be as good as The First Knives Out. But Glass Onion was still really good. But All Quiet, for sure. Women Talking had a really good screenplay, I thought, as well. Not quite the level as All Quiet, but still a very good one, very powerful. Yeah. Top Gun Maverick, it was all right. It was good. It handled some characters really well with respect. Even I, not watching the original, I thought I got decently sad with the Val Kilmer scenes and stuff like that because of all the stuff about him and stuff, what he's going through and everything.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And Tom Cruise's character wasn't bad, but definitely All Quiet on the Western Front for sure for this.
Definitely.
For sure.
Original screenplay.
Yes, the nominees for this are Triangle of Sadness.
Okay.
Tar, The Fabelmans, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Banshees of Inisherin.
So pretty much all the Best Picture nominations. Almost all of the Best Picture nominations.
Yeah, all these are in Best Picture for sure, yeah.
I think Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, I think Everything Everywhere. My backup is probably The Fabelmans here.
Mine too, yeah.
For
Fabelmans,
sure.
Man.
That was powerful stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
Sure.
Everything Everywhere is definitely, I think, going to take that one.
Yeah, I feel like that's their thing right there for sure.
It's original screenplay. It's one of the most original movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like the definition of an original movie, honestly.
It's I think it's the most creative film I've ever seen.
Easily one of the most unique, easily.
Yeah, in every aspect.
Yeah.
Okay, now we get into the actors and actresses.
Yes.
So the first one is Best Supporting Actress.
Yes. Okay, so actresses and supporting roles nominees are Angela Bassett from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow from The Whale, Carrie Condon from Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu on Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay. All right. Who did you have?
Oh, okay. I'll go. I've honestly, I'll be honest, I've been flip-flopping on this category probably more than any other category.
Okay.
At first I had Hong Chow, and then I was contemplating on switching between Carrie Condon and Stephanie Hsu. So those were like my main three out of here. But Stephanie Hsu is who I'm picking for my pick for actress in supporting role for sure.
I am also going with Stephanie Hsu. My backup or my second pick would be Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
I think as good as everybody is in this category, and they were in these movies.
Well, everyone besides Jamie Lee Curtis should be nominated.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis should not be nominated in this category.
She was good, but she wasn't like best supporting actress.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. That's a weird one. But I think in terms of acting wise,
yeah,
the one that hit me the most was Angela Bassett. It's the one that secondly, like there's Stephanie Hsu, and then I think Angela Bassett was my second favorite performance. Everyone did a great job. Hong Chow, they all did a good job
for sure.
They all hit me in a different way, but Angela Bassett was definitely the one for me.
For sure, I definitely feel that for sure.
All right. Supporting actor.
The nominees for supporting actor are Brendan Gleeson from Banshees of Inisherin, Judd Hirsch from The Fabelmans, Brian Tyree Henry from Causeway, Barry Keoghan from The Banshees of Inisherin, and Kia Kwan from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I think we both know who's taking this one.
I got Kia Kwan winning supporting actor.
I also Ke Huy Quan as supporting actor. If he doesn't win, it's a crime.
Honestly, I'll be honest. I think this is the category that will impact me the most emotionally in the Oscars.
Yeah, I might cry.
Because Ke Quan, you already know if this man wins, the acceptance speech is going to be a top tier speech, bro.
Oh,
it's going to be making me bawl, bro. And that's nothing against any of the other actors. I actually haven't seen Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, but I definitely will watch that. But Brendan Gleeson, he was great in Banshees. So was Barry Keoghan. And Judd Hirsch, I'm not exactly sure why he's nominated for the Fabelmans.
I saw that today. I looked back over it. I was like, why is Judd Hirsch in this one?
I would have preferred like a Paul Dano here.
Paul Dano was snubbed for supporting actor.
Yeah, if Paul Dano was here, I still would pick Ke Quan over him, but Paul Dano would be probably my second. Honestly.
Yeah. My second was Brendan Gleeson. I thought he was probably my second favorite performance of the nominations.
Mine's probably the other Banshees actor, Barry Keoghan. That's my second for sure.
Barry was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really good. I think I liked Brendan more just because I don't know. There was something that was just it was the story with his character went really well together and was really
He was a real character, man. He felt very real to me. I don't know. Because like he would be sort of like what some movies would view as like an antagonist, but he's not a bad person at all by any means. Mm-mm. He's just, real. He literally is just real.
Just didn't want to be friends with the guy anymore. Yeah. I mean, that sucks, but that's just he's real.
It's real life stuff.
It's real life, yeah. And but I think Ke Huy Quan is taking that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And if he doesn't, I will rain hellfire on the best actress.
Yes, actress in a leading role. The nominees for this are Cate Blanchett as Lydia Tarr, Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe in Blonde.
Oh, yeah.
Andrea Riseborough to Leslie. I have not seen that movie, but, Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once, of course.
Okay.
Take it away.
All right. I have Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
And I
agree.
You agree? Yes. All right. So we both have Michelle Yeoh. Now, originally, I had Cate Blanchett as my secondary option. And don't get me wrong, she's great in Tar. She's the best part about Tar, and she's in every scene. But after watching The Fabelmans, Michelle Williams, for me, shot the hell up. She was.
Yeah, I definitely probably would put Michelle Williams my second here, for sure.
She was.
But Cate Blanchett, like you said, she was great. She was great.
Michelle Williams gave. This movie proved to me that she could act, because I did not really think that she could act. Yeah, she gets on my nerves, and like in.
I mean, she doesn't play likable characters usually. Like Michelle Williams, a lot of her characters are like not that likable, but I don't know, she could always act to me, but it was like she filled like a certain like type of typecast kind of role,
right?
And this movie kind of made her like veer off of that more so, you know. And,
it was like it weirdly stayed within that typecast, but also was like straying away from it in a way.
So basically, what we're saying is, someone named Michelle is winning actress in leading role.
Somebody named Michelle is winning for sure. I'm gonna be mad if all this is wrong, because this is all coming out after the Oscars.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh though, she's definitely she better take that one. Best actor.
Best actor. The nominees for this are Austin Butler in Elvis, Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Paul Mescal in After Sun, and Bill Nighy in Living.
All right. And just like the last category, every single one of these were great. At least every single one that I've seen is amazing. But sure. I'm taking Brendan Fraser.
This is such a hard category, man.
It is.
I think I'm edging out Brendan Fraser as well. But man, I'll say this. I want Brendan Fraser to win. Mm-hmm. He's my pick to win. I think that the Academy or whatever though could favor Austin Butler's direction more because they like biopics and stuff.
Yeah.
And I also think Paul Mescal will get very less recognition than he deserves for his role in After Sun. But this dude was amazing in this movie, bro. I just wanted to and so was Colin Farrell in Banshees as well. Yeah. Both those dudes, amazing performances. Cool. Literally earth-shattering performances. Yeah. But Brendan Fraser, he's just that tier above in terms of that performance. He embodied that character and everything.
Yeah, he came back to cinema and he...
Yeah, and the comeback story, everything, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's really good. I think my second is probably Austin Butler, just because I know that they do favor biopics.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing necessarily, because Austin Butler did an incredible job. He went from, what was it, like Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon.
He went from Nickelodeon acting to... like Oscar-winning acting.
Oscar-winning acting, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in the new Dune. Austin Butler's on the up for sure.
He's on the biggest rise ever.
Just played Elvis. Yeah, he's definitely on the up.
Yeah. All right, director.
Ooh, okay. So the nominees for directing are Martin McDonough from The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once from the Daniels, of course, The Fabelmans from Steven Spielberg, Tar from Todd Field, and Triangle of Sadness from Ruben Östlund.
Okay. I think I'm going the Daniels on this one. Everything Everywhere.
This is one that I thought for me was like 100% locked up for the Daniels. Mm-hmm. Then I watched The Fabelmans. And I don't know, man. This makes it harder for me. I think obviously we'll get to it, but I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is the stronger film. But I think Steven Spielberg is taking my director for Best Director because of how personal The Fabelmans is to his story and who he is and stuff like that. I don't know. I think the Daniels, obviously, Everything Everywhere All at Once would not be what it is without the Daniels vision. It would not be. That's just a fact, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. The Fabelmans, it just had such a deep, striking, personal chord with the director. I think that I just appreciate that so much. I think I give it to Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
and pretty sure that's like his like third or fourth best directing win. Yeah. if he wins, I think the Daniels probably will win. If I was saying so, because I think Everything All at Once is the stronger overall, has the stronger cast of films, like in terms of its aspects. But Steven Spielberg is probably my choice.
Yeah. Spielberg is my second.
Yeah.
It's like if he wins, then I will be okay with that.
Yeah.
The Fabelmans is it's something.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that brings us to Best Picture.
Best Picture. The nominees, here we go. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Mm-hmm.
Avatar: The Way of the Water. The Banshees of Inisherin. Elvis. Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Fabelmans. Tar. Top Gun Maverick. Triangle of Sadness. And Women Talking.
All right.
This is the Best Picture category.
You can go ahead and give yours if you want.
Well, my Best Picture is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep, it's
I
mine.
think it was the strongest film of the year. I think overall it has the most going for it, for sure.
Yeah.
It's such a complicated story that's hard to talk about. It is truly a movie that is hard to like explain why you love it and stuff to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like you have to watch it to really understand the what it's like encapsulating and what it's doing. And I think it stands out amongst its peers here. But obviously this is a really good category. I personally wouldn't have Elvis in here.
Definitely not.
There are some ones I would switch, maybe even Triangle of Sadness, maybe Tar out, but this is a good category still. But what is your
mine was also Everything Everywhere.
Nice.
My backup is Fabelmans.
Yeah, that's my backup as well.
Is it? Yeah. I'll talk about Fabelmans first. Fabelmans is really good.
Yes.
I honestly believe it's top 5 Spielberg films.
I gotta watch more Spielberg films, but I know like I've seen Spielberg movies.
Yeah.
That I just don't like. I didn't like watch it going like, oh, this is a Steven Spielberg movie. But I've watched Jurassic Park. Like.
Yeah.
I know like his catalog. I think The Fabelmans though could be his most like emotionally connecting movie probably.
Yes.
I also watched the Leonardo DiCaprio Tom Hanks movie.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, that was a really good movie as well. But The Fabelmans, man, it's so personal.
It really is.
And you feel that.
Yeah. Yeah. Fabelmans for me was. I know we both have two different reasons on why it's so personal.
Mm-hmm.
I really connect with the I think we both connect on loving the movies aspect, you know.
For sure.
But I also connect on a different way because when I was younger, I would make videos. I made movies and stuff. Yeah. And I wanted to be an actor or a director, and not so much anymore do I really want to do all that. I like talking about movies than I do actually making them. But it did connect with me on a level like that, and being and the college aspect, and him not wanting to go to college, all very personal things. Wanting his parents to be proud of him.
The whole family thing was so relatable for so many people, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though it's like, oh yeah, this is a movie about Steven Spielberg, it's not that it's just a movie about Steven Spielberg. It's a movie about so many like different things that are real for a lot of people, Yeah. Like it covers a lot of the struggle and stuff that Jewish people had to go through and stuff back in like the 50s and everything, and what they're still somehow going through now and stuff in some cases. And obviously that's personal with Steven Spielberg's like Jewish faith and stuff, but it's more so about like any Jewish person or any person that really feels discriminated against can relate to that, in some aspects. And then there's also the family aspect, which literally almost what anybody can relate to, having parental issues or divorce or anything like that. It's a relatable topic, and the struggles at school, everything.
Right.
And obviously there is the love for film. That's obviously a persistent thing throughout the whole entire movie. And that will connect for the people who love film a lot. That is probably what struck me a lot in terms of relatability is I'm now getting into film a lot more and stuff like that. And seeing literally Steven Spielberg as like a kid grow up and basically into what he becomes, and to know what he becomes and stuff by the end of the movie. Well, it doesn't directly show you, of course, but what he becomes,
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's really inspiring for a lot of people, I think, that are into film and want to be directors, want to be anything really, want to shoot anything.
Yeah. Incredibly Incredibly good movie.
Incredibly good movie, yeah.
At first I gave it a 10, but then I was like, drop it down a half number.
I have it as like a 9, I think, but it's still my second favorite movie of the year.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a very, very good movie.
Yeah.
But for Best Picture, I had we have Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
I think this movie might be like the perfect movie. I genuinely think it might be perfect.
I don't know, because there's nothing I can pick apart from the movie and say that I dislike. You know?
Yeah.
There's no scene that I'm like, oh, wasn't needed. It didn't push the plot forward, or didn't serve some purpose. You know, didn't serve some purpose for the overall film. Everything All at Once, it covers the most bases and stuff, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think it's really good.
It truly is hard to talk about because it's so there's so much and I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it's a movie about divorce and marriage,
family issues in general,
issues, it's literally about laundry and taxes.
Yeah.
And literally. It's about the multiverse and but the multiverse aspect, in a way, is like the background story. Yeah. It's like the thing that's like not as important.
Yeah.
It's so... I genuinely think it's a perfect movie.
For sure.
I don't even have I have no complaints about the movie at all.
None.
It's perfect. Even the length. I'm like, I don't even feel like it's long. I feel like it's perfect length. It's...
It's literally, by all means of the word, it's perfect. It's a perfect film.
I think Everything Everywhere should win Best Picture every year. I think they should just bring it back every year and say, yep, you win.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you have any snubs that you wanted to say?
For Best Picture, Babylon snub for Best Picture. Huge. Babylon is honestly my third favorite movie of the year. It's right behind Fabelmans, and it's like right on the Fabelmans' tail. Mm-hmm. And the Babylon, not the Babylon, but Babylon's obviously 3 hours long. Yeah, it definitely has a long runtime. Definitely intimidating movie to watch compared to the Fabelmans. Fabelmans is longer, but not longer than that, but still pretty long, you know. Mm-hmm. But it's not 3 hours long for sure. But Babylon Babylon was better than Elvis. I can promise you that.
Yeah, sure. I think a lot's better than Elvis.
Yeah, I think Elvis would probably be my first to go off the Best Picture list. I think it's the weakest link.
Yeah.
But, Babylon is the big snub for me.
Yeah. Do you have any actors or?
I don't really think so. I thought a lot of the actor and actress, besides Jamie Lee Curtis, that was like the main one that really I was like, what?
Yeah, well, like,
besides that, honestly, pretty good.
Yeah. I had a few.
Okay.
I think these are all for okay. The first one I had was Gabriel LaBelle for leading actor.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that actually.
Yeah.
From the Fabelmans?
Yeah, who plays Sam Fabelman.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to be Steven Spielberg's character.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is his first movie or if it's his first big movie anyways.
Yeah.
He is incredible.
Bro, he was great in the movie. I actually think he might have been the strongest actor in the movie.
He outshined genuinely he outshined Paul Dano and Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Loved him.
He's like the perfect... I don't know what it is, but he's so relatable just as a character.
For sure.
So, it's so easy to put yourself in his shoes.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. The other one I had was for supporting actor was Paul Dano. We already talked about that one. This is a little bit more personal, but I think in place of maybe someone who wasn't as good, that's not to say they were bad, but I genuinely think Robert Pattinson could have been up here for Batman. I think he...
I agree.
I genuinely think... It's not to say... He could have been up there, and everyone else could have still been up there. He could have just been added, you know?
Yeah.
I think he was snubbed a little bit because he may not have been going for a best actor, but he I mean, he's so good because he plays a dual role.
Yeah.
And I don't. There's the only way I can describe it is that his version of Batman feels like a version of Batman that would be nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, he definitely had a really good performance, and I wouldn't be mad at all if he was in Best Actor category.
Yeah, I think I don't know. He doesn't feel goofy as Batman. I feel like everybody that's played Batman, even Bale. I think Bale as Batman feels like there's a campiness and goofiness a little bit, especially when he talks.
When the voice,
Yeah, but with Pattinson, I felt like it was all serious. I really didn't feel like, oh, this guy's a superhero. It felt like this guy's a vigilante. Yeah. He's gonna kill someone, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
This is probably a hot take, but I think The Menu was a better Eat the Rich film than Triangle of Sadness.
I honestly don't think that shouldn't, or it might be a hot take, but I don't think it should be a hot take, because I think I 100% agree. The Menu did everything Triangle of Sadness did with more uniqueness, more style, more flavor, if you would, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
And it had a better cast.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be honest, the performances were better. Ralph Fiennes, Hong Chow, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, great cast of characters.
Yeah.
So.
I genuinely, I think The Menu was a better movie in pretty much every way than Triangle of Sadness. As much as I did like Triangle of Sadness.
Triangle of Sadness was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It definitely has its charm, for sure. I actually thought of some snubs.
Okay.
I was bugging about when I said there were definitely some snubs. So Diego Luna, he's the main character from Babylon.
Okay.
He I think could have been an actor in a leading role. He was very phenomenal. Brad Pitt in Babylon for supporting actor, he could have gotten it. The biggest actor from Babylon though that got snubbed was Margot Robbie for Nellie Leroy. I think I don't know what she would classify as. Some people say that she's a main character, so either actress in a leading role or actress in a supporting role. Either way, she should have been nominated for sure for her acting performance. That's like 100%, I think. Besides that, I honestly agree with most of your things. Paul Dano snubbed. Robert Pattinson, he could have been in there for sure. Gabriel LaBelle, he could have been in there for sure, or he should have been in there for sure. Actually,
oh, that's the one for sure.
But yeah, those are the snubs, I think, for sure.
Well, then that's the Oscars. That's our predictions for the Oscars tonight, and you'll know when you're listening to this if we were right or not.
Yeah.
We were, by the way, we were right.
Yeah.
All of this is what should have happened.
For sure. We are the Academy.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are the Academy.
We've taken over.
You just wouldn't know it. Yeah, we hacked the mainframe. We're changing grades. We're like, but that's the Oscars, and now we can move on to what we watched.
For sure.
So this segment is where we just take a few movies that we watched within the week, and we talk about them.
Yeah.
We talk about them. Unfortunately, me personally, I only had 5 movies, and those were the Oscar movies. So we actually just talked about most of those. But we can add more.
Yeah, that's okay. You can expand more how you personally and stuff connect with a lot of them. You know, for sure. You want me to?
You can go ahead and start.
Okay, I'll start. I'm gonna start with 12 Angry Men.
Okay.
The oldest film by far that I've watched in the past week or so. It was really good story, phenomenal writing, phenomenal script. The script is really good in this movie. The writing is outstanding. It's literally just 12 men in a room talking. That is the entire movie.
Right.
That's what happens, and it's so great because it explores so much of the human psyche, really, and how people react to each other, and especially from certain neighborhoods, and especially with the time period. It came out in 1957, I believe. So they're very still big acts of classism and racism and going on and stuff, xenophobia, stuff like that going on all around and stuff. And obviously that's not saying that's not a thing today, so it's just way more prevalent in the 50s, obviously. And the thing about this film that really struck me deep is they talk about a lot of those stuff. That stuff is like addressed, and maybe not directly. One of the best scenes, and probably one of my favorite scenes now in movies, bro, is well, to give more context, 12 Angry Men is about 12 men who are jurors, and they are convening to decide if the man that they're deciding the verdict on is guilty or not of murder. And if he's guilty, it means the electric chair, execution, and if he's not, then it means he's innocent and he goes free. So, and the best thing about the movie is that it never answers that question either, because that plays into part of the plot of the movie, is that the jurors don't know if the man's guilty truly or innocent. The only person who knows that is the guy, obviously. That's the only person who truly knows that. But you have to do with what you can with the facts that you have, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what they do. And the brilliance of this one scene where it's a 50s movie. It's not really spoiling, but there's a scene where this guy finally exposes himself as being racist towards the Spanish American Mexican man on trial, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a phenomenal scene because when he exposes himself, the men don't even react to it. They do react, but they don't like verbally attack. They don't like, oh, you're racist. They don't do any of that. They simply all get up from the table and walk away. They all get up from the table and walk away, literally slowly, one by one. They all just get up, and the racist dude is still sitting there at the table, and he's just like trying to plead with the guys as they're like getting up, like he's like, no, I'm right, whatever. You can't trust these guys or whatever and stuff. And all the men are just slowly walking away, and they just like there's no words spoken. Besides the dude, obviously, they turn their heads away from him. They don't look at him. And it's literally them saying, we're not going to sit at the same table with you. Your opinion, by even exposing yourself as that, you don't even deserve to be voiced. You know, you have to go. We're not sitting at the same table with you. And it was a phenomenal scene. And the fact that it was shot in 1957 or whatever it was beautiful, bro. It was literally one of the most impactful scenes I think I've ever seen. Really, it was really impactful for me. Yeah,
that's incredible. The most knowledge I have about that is I acted that out in my English class last year. But no, that's a good story. I'll have to check out the movie. I haven't seen the movie. My first movie up here that I have is Triangle of Sadness.
Nice.
I really liked it. It wasn't perfect by any means. It had some dragging issues there. I think the second act goes on a little too long. Okay. And then the third act is too short almost.
Okay.
But a really good Eat the Rich film. Like it takes a turn that I did not expect at all. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to spoil that. But it takes a turn. It starts off extremely normal. And it's about this couple that go on a cruise and they get on the ship and then everything goes wrong.
Yeah, everything goes just crazy.
I did not expect it to go the way that it did. But no, the acting is all really good. Yeah. Especially from
Dolly De Leon.
Yeah, right? Dolly De Leon.
I'm gonna say she was probably almost a snub for Best Supporting Actress or whatever, or even I don't know. I don't think she would be lead because the lead would be the one guy and the girl probably, right?
She'd be supporting.
But she had a phenomenal performance.
She's incredible. Yeah. I definitely think the acting is probably the strongest part about the movie. The story isn't anything groundbreaking. Yeah. It's it really isn't. It's to without spoiling, but this will kind of spoil it away. But I didn't say it, so it's not really spoiling. Yeah. It's kind of like Castaway. But I think this movie, the strongest elements are the acting and it's a very exciting film. There's a lot of exciting things that happen, shocking things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. It was really long, and it didn't really need to be as long as it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, it was a good film. I think Woody Harrelson did not need to be in it at all, but for his small part, he's.
I don't know. I liked his entrance. I thought it was like just a cool cameo thing.
Yeah. It was a nice little kid. I like that he gets like
he played himself though.
Yes, definitely. I like that he's on a lavish like yacht, $1 million yacht.
Yeah.
And he gets like burger and fries.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this is the second Eat the Rich film of 2022 to have burger and fries as a plot point.
Yeah.
No, but that's a Triangle of Sadness. I thought it was gonna be a movie about a male model at first. It starts out that way. I was like, okay, so he's a male model.
Yeah, the one thing I saw was the Balenciaga and H&M scene or whatever, when at the very beginning where they're like saying Balenciaga and they're like serious or like they're pouty or whatever, and they go H&M, they're smiling and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I saw a bunch of people using the meme because of Balenciaga like being a terrible company and stuff and having like awful morals and everything. But yeah, it was a good film for sure.
Yeah, there.
Yep. Next for me was Good Will Hunting, which I actually literally just watched. Most recent movie I watched. I've seen it before, but I had to get a refresher on it. Man, I think I like it more than I ever have. Honestly, the impact this movie has it's astounding, man. It's either the Robin Williams effect or the fact that the script and writing is just out of this world. But literally, this movie is it's therapy, bro. It feels like therapy, and it makes you feel better, and it makes you feel every emotion. This movie makes you feel every emotion. I literally was laughing and crying and smiling and everything throughout this movie. Sometimes at the same time, bro. Robin Williams had me laughing and then crying at like back to back, bro. Dude, no, Robin Williams, bro. Obviously, he's like the heart of the film and stuff, obviously, and he's just powerful in this, man. He moves Earth with this performance, bro. And Matt Damon, he cannot go understated either. He's obviously the main character, Will Hunting. Yeah. His development throughout the film, perfectly portrayed. Probably my favorite role of his. Probably my favorite Robin Williams role. Probably my favorite Ben Affleck role. And Casey Affleck's in it too, and he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's like a 18-year-old, 20-year-old Casey Affleck.
Of course, yeah.
My boy's wicked smart.
My boy's wicked smart, yo. I love that. Oh my gosh. I do like the joke that it's like, written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And like Matt Damon was doing all the work and Ben Affleck was just like twiddling his thumbs the whole time. He was like, yo, what if this happened? No, but Good Will Hunting, I surprisingly have not seen Good Will Hunting, and I wanted to watch it for so long, but now that I've watched all the Oscar films, I can get back to movies that I really want to watch. So I think that might be one of the first ones I watch.
Robin Williams as a therapist, bro. It hits, bro. It literally
especially
hits
now.
It's like a train, bro.
Yeah.
There's one scene in particular, bro, where it literally, so he does something that has like a big effect on Will Hunting, Matt Damon's character, and it's like a therapy kind of technique, and it has like the same effect on the audience as it does Will Hunting. It's actually kind of crazy. Wow. Great film, phenomenal.
I know that's I've heard people be like, that's Robin Williams' best role.
Bro. It's so real, bro. It's a real movie. It hits, bro. I promise. Wow. Everyone who watches it, or like has watched it, knows it. Yeah, it's a hit, bro.
Yeah. My next one was Tar.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot to say on this one. It's up for Best Picture, and the most that I can say is that it really only deserves Best Actress. Because Cate Blanchett is the best part of this movie. Actually, that's another thing. Yeah. That's another thing is who plays her wife?
Like Nina Haas or
Yeah, Nina Haas.
Nina Haas.
Yeah, Nina Haas. Yep. I think Nina Haas might have been snubbed a little bit for supporting.
Yeah,
A little
she
bit.
was good too. I think the film obviously just revolves around Kate Blanchett's character and stuff, which
Yes.
kind of falls in line with
Yeah,
her
fits
ego and
the
character and stuff.
aspect. Yeah.
But for sure, Kate Blanchett, Tar, you know,
Yeah. She's definitely the best part of the movie. I've heard
yeah,
people call. Well, you've specifically told me that related her to Terrence
Terrence Fletcher,
Fletcher
yeah,
from
Whiplash, yeah,
Whiplash. Yes. I don't know. I feel like she's a much more real version of that
yeah,
in terms of ego and stuff. But she didn't feel mean. I didn't
yeah,
feel like she was like a bad person until like the ending of the film. Honestly, I really didn't. Even when she was in the beginning when she is like talking down to the student that has like an opinion on like Bach or whatever.
yeah,
I didn't I thought she was wrong to be like, oh, well, you're stupid for having
yeah,
this opinion. But I also didn't like hate her. I was
yeah.
like, yeah, well, I mean, it is kind of weird to base your opinion on some. So you like to not look at the art and just the person be like, yeah, the person was bad, but the art is still good.
To me, what it is it comes down to like they both have tremendous egos. I think Lydia Tarr and Terrence Fletcher, but Lydia Tarr's ego is more justified to have than Terrence Fletcher because Terrence Fletcher, he himself is not successful. Or
Yeah.
he is probably by his own definition, but
Yeah.
he's not nearly as successful as Lydia Tarr is,
Yeah.
or at least not as
whatever.
accomplished, you know,
Yeah.
and not popular and stuff. Terrence Fletcher, he more so prides himself in making the stars and stuff. Lydia Tarr, she feels like she is the star, in which she kind of is of the the being the composer and everything. She kind of takes that on, but Terrence Fletcher, he's not like as out there, so his ego isn't as justified as Lydia Tarr's is. And obviously, Terrence Fletcher is a more dramatized version because I don't think Terrence Fletcher. I think he's based off a real person, but I don't think he's like actually like a real like it's more dramatized.
Damien Chazelle, who directed Whiplash, based Fletcher on a teacher he had
Yeah.
in college. Yeah. No, but I think she did incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The movie just didn't really work for me all that much. It took its time.
That's a big thing with it. It was boring, man. A lot of it was bore. It was. And I wouldn't be mad if someone said that they like fell asleep at the movie or something like that, because that's understandable.
I literally stopped when I was watching it. I got like an hour in, and like somebody was here. Somebody came over, and I went to go say hi, and I literally talked to them for like 2 hours, and then came back and finished the movie. And I was like, bro, is this almost over? Yeah, but it was like it was not awful, but it's just boring.
I think the only other notable thing to me besides the performance from Kate Blanchett and Nina Haas was the camera work. I thought it had pretty good camera work with a lot of the long takes and stuff like that, long shots, it had some pretty unique camera work. It wasn't super unique, but it was decently unique in terms of how it would flow through buildings and stuff like that a little bit and follow Kate Blanchett's character a lot and stuff. So I think I can understand it being up for probably cinematography. I think it's nominated for cinematography, I think, which that's understandable.
Yeah.
But I think it's more so Kate Blanchett.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely the strongest part.
For sure. And then for me next was Pulp Fiction. I watched two Tarantino films. I'll get to the other one, but Pulp Fiction, his second film, obviously a highly regarded movie. Basically everyone loves this movie. It's really so it's three stories mainly, and it's like three stories, but they all intersect and interweave into making like a big world in one movie that feels fleshed out and has a lot of characters built in it and their motives and stuff like that. And it's really, the scenes are obviously phenomenal, and with Tarantino the dialogue is top tier. Like you won't find much better movies with better dialogue than Pulp Fiction. I mean, it's just a fact.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson especially, his line delivery in this movie is literally iconic with almost every single line. The dude cannot speak without saying an iconic line in this movie.
He really can't.
Like, it's actually crazy. John Travolta, he's great in the movie. Uma Thurman's great in the movie. Bruce Willis plays Bruce Willis.
Does he play Bruce Willis, or does he play a character like himself?
He plays a character like himself.
Okay.
He's not bad. His storyline isn't bad, but he plays Bruce Willis. You know. They have the guy from the Green Mile too. I don't know his name. But like the prisoner in the Green Mile.
Oh, Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, he plays like a gangster boss or something like that. Basically, Marcellus Wallace. Yeah, he's actually Uma Thurman's husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the best thing about the film is that how it intertwines these characters together and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's a really, really good film. The camera work, top tier. Color, top tier. The Tim Roth opening and ending scene. Love Tim Roth in this movie, bro. He's really good. Phenomenal movie all around, really. I mean, it's an amazing movie. There's not much I can say that hasn't been said about Pulp Fiction already. Right. You know, the soundtrack, iconic. The dancing scene, iconic. I mean, yeah.
Movie is filled to the brim with iconic.
Yeah, literally iconicness for sure.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like? What ain't a country I ever heard of?
Say what again? Say what again?
I love, I can't believe I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. There's so many movies
It's the must-see Tarantino film for me. It's his second movie he came out with, Pulp Fiction. Mm-hmm. He hasn't made a better movie since, in my opinion. I haven't seen his entire repertoire, his entire filmography.
Right.
The main one that I hear competes with it is Inglourious Bastards, but I haven't seen Inglourious Bastards yet. Mm-hmm. So maybe it does top Pulp Fiction, but Pulp Fiction is hard to top. It's hard.
Wow. All right. Well, next one was Women Talking.
Yeah.
Surprising. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It truly is, the title truly speaks to what this movie is about. It is literally just women talking.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's really interesting because the story is very it's dark. It's a very kind of grim story.
Yeah.
It's and by the way, do you know when this movie takes place?
No, when does it take place?
Guess when this movie takes place.
Is it wait? So does it take place in America?
It takes place in Bolivia.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say I don't know, 1500s, 1400s.
So this is a true story, by the way. This is based on a true story.
Yeah.
This takes place in 2010.
What?
This is a real story that takes place in 2010. This happened 13 years ago.
What the bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The only thing that hints to this taking place in modern day is the fact that there's a truck.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot about that truck.
Yeah. It's like the most out of place thing in the entire movie.
Holy bro.
That's the only thing that even hints to it being like that. The way they talk, the way they dress, the way they live.
That's crazy.
They all live like there's no technology of any kind yet.
Bro, I literally didn't even think of the truck, bro. I really thought that they were in like, I don't know, like pre-colonization America or something like that.
And they talk about leaving the colony and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, what? I know, I was so shocked when I looked it up. I was like, when does Women Talking take place? And it said 2010. I was like, no way. This is a lie. But it takes place in 2010. And it's all about all the women that live in this colony being assaulted, violently assaulted in every single way.
Yeah.
And they basically decide, should we leave or should we fight against the men in trial?
Yeah.
And they the whole movie is basically them coming to that decision.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting to watch as a man.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to watch a group of women who have all differing ideologies and beliefs, and how they communicate on, or how they come to a decision on one thing.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see how colliding ideologies can at the end be they think the exact same way. I think,
yeah.
you know, it's like it is very interesting. I think from again from like a male perspective, it definitely feels like you're sitting in the room watching a bunch of women talking.
Yeah.
And they offer that through the only male character, August.
Mm-hmm.
They offer that perspective, someone for men to relate to, obviously.
Yeah.
And he is the ultimate male feminist.
Yeah.
Actually, his character made me cry a little bit. It really got me. When they're like, you are basically saying like, we love you, you're one of us, basically.
Yeah.
It got me. I was like, yeah, it's a good movie. It's not for everybody at all.
Yeah.
It's definitely not for everybody.
Yeah, it doesn't have like explosions every 5 seconds or something, you know. It has a slow pacing,
Yeah.
and you know it goes at its own pace for sure.
Yeah.
And it's not rushing itself for anybody or anything, but I think that's it's used well here because it's taken time to develop the story and, like you said, the ideologies, because you know you can't just start out knowing every ideology. It was developed throughout the course of the film and stuff, the differing characters and stuff and how they react and then eventually agree on the same thing. It's really good, I think, in terms of that, in terms of how it gives those characters the exposition and stuff that they need to feel developed, you know, for sure.
I would say if you like, this is ironic, but if you like Little Women, I think if you like the movie Little Women, you would probably enjoy this movie too.
Yeah.
It's it truly is not for everybody. It's not even a movie that I would really sit down and watch if I didn't feel like I had to.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
But it was. I'm glad I watched it.
I'm definitely glad I watched it for sure.
I do like being able to step out my comfort zone of a movie genre that I don't usually watch.
Yeah,
so
it was
really
definitely good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good film for sure. Mm-hmm. One that I think that like you said, as a man, it was definitely a different experience, I think, and an eye-opening experience and stuff for sure. My next film is Reservoir Dogs, which is another Tarantino film, his first movie before Pulp Fiction, actually. I watched this for the first time, and what a movie, man! So he does kind of the multiple storyline thing, but it's in a non-chronological way. So it doesn't go well. Neither is Pulp Fiction technically, but Reservoir Dogs even more so probably isn't chronological. And the acting, man, the acting is so good. Harvey Keitel and Tim Roth, man, they are perfect in this movie.
Wow,
perfect. Literally, I love them in this movie, and it's just such a good crime drama movie that. You want to know what's happening next, man. You want to know. You want to get to the end. You want to know who's playing who's getting what, how things are going to end. And when you get there, it's a good ending, man. It's a good movie. Definitely a good movie for sure. It's hard to talk about because it's like a lot of the good things about the movie are like big spoilers. I feel like plot points in the story and stuff, and it's things that you just got to experience, but. It's a really good film for sure. Very must watch for sure.
I actually can't say that I have seen any Tarantino films.
Dang.
I actually don't think I have.
Dang, might have to get you into the Tarantino.
Gotta change that. Yeah. My next one was The Fabelmans. We already talked pretty extensively on this one, so I won't say too much more. But no, The Fabelmans was, again, like I said, probably top 5 Spielberg films for me. Yeah. At the very least, top 10. At the very least. It was an extremely personal film for Spielberg, clearly. It's based on his life story, told through the eyes of fictional characters. But I really like it because it's probably his most... personal for anyone. It's the most. It's not Jurassic Park. It's not Indiana Jones. It's not Jaws. It's it's very much a story for everybody.
Yeah.
It's you can see yourself in every single character.
Absolutely.
It's very personal story. It deals with very real things such as divorce and cheating on and bullies and hardships based on what you look like and who you are.
Yeah.
Very, very real subjects.
Yep.
And they're all played perfectly. I genuinely think my favorite moment in the film is the final bully scene. I think that might be my favorite part of the movie. That's a very good moment, yeah. Because it is not a typical hero stands up to the bully scene. Yeah. It is not that at all. And it's actually probably the most movie magic bully scene I've ever seen. The way it's shot, it feels like a hero and a villain about to collide. Yeah. And then it even though it feels like that, it isn't that. It's not what happens. It's that scene specifically is really good to me. And the scene, without spoiling, the closet scene with his mom.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That got me. Yeah. That's probably the only part of the movie that made me actually cry. Mm-hmm. The rest of it is like there's moments where I was like, oh, I might tear up a bit, but that moment made me cry.
For sure.
It was hard. It's a very, very, very impactful scene, powerful scene.
For sure. Yeah. I think it's a super relatable movie. I think my favorite part of the movie is, in general, is probably the ending. I'm a huge fan of the ending.
I forgot about the ending.
From the David Lynch scene to the final shot being the poster basically is perfect, bro. I love the final shot and I love the ending as a whole, where it concluded, how it concluded. Loved it, man. Yeah. I absolutely love that ending.
And damn well that the scene with John Ford, played by David Lynch, that scene is exactly how it probably happened in real life.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It didn't feel like you could write it.
David Lynch was perfect, bro. He was perfect in that scene.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Amazing scene. That's one of my favorites too.
I love that ending, man.
Yeah. Of those three scenes are probably my favorite.
It ends on such a high note, There is a lot of kind of depressing stuff that happens in the movie, relating to the kid's family and stuff, and obviously his bullying and everything. But it ends on such a high note. Yeah. It ends on such an upbeat high note that it's such a good ending, man.
It's literally the most like Disney ending I've ever seen, and it's obviously not a Disney film.
It's like done really well too. It's like crazy. Yeah.
Very extremely good movie. Yeah. I originally gave it like a 10 out of 10. On another watch, I could probably give it a 10 out of 10, but right now it's 9.5 for me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure. Very good movie. Yeah. Up next, I watched A Clockwork Orange, a older movie by Stanley Kubrick. I think this was his movie after 2001: A Space Odyssey. Okay. Came out, I think, in 1971 or something like that. And you wouldn't exactly so it's Kubrick, so there's the sheer brilliance of not only the themes behind the film but the undertone of the film. That's like almost every Kubrick film. There's some kind of underlying tone or theme that he's trying to get across that really hits powerful when you dive into the movie. And it's the same thing with A Clockwork Orange here. It's a take on classism a lot, and not only that, but the government. It's a big criticism on the government and how the government handles mental health and free will and things of that sort. And the thing is it's portrayed through the eyes of a terrible human being. Alex DeLarge is the main character, and he won Malcolm McDowell, I think, is the guy who played him. Perfect performance. Like, it's like a Homelander kind of esque performance.
Ooh, okay.
And it's like, it is haunting. It's very haunting because it's Homelander, but like the stuff that he's doing is like, it's like serious in the movie, but he views it like as comedy and stuff like that. He's literally a psychopath essentially, and he does. You see him do terrible, terrible, awful things in the movie, and if some people actually get turned off by this movie because of how it handles his character, because he eventually gets sent to prison, and they eventually want to do like a sort of brain altering surgery on him, basically, where he goes under a behavior that's what it's called. It's called behavior replacement therapy. They literally want to replace like how he acts, basically.
Okay.
Replace like his entire behavior, kind of his personality in general, right?
Right.
And it's he goes through like torturous things. There's one really popular iconic scene where he's like in a straitjacket and they have his eyes.
That's what that's from?
Yeah, they have his eyes popped open, and he's watching like terrible, terrible movies. And the thing with him is he's like a lover. He's like an extreme Beethoven fan. Mm-hmm. It's like I know it sounds like a weird like just like thing, but he's an extreme Beethoven fan, and they end up playing Beethoven over like little like videos of Nazi Germany like marching and stuff like that. Ooh. And it like gets under his skin so much because he's like a huge Beethoven fan, and he thinks he needs to be like only like respected and played like where it's like meant to be and like respected and everything. Mm-hmm. And they're playing it over like what is like an evil, a clearly evil like militia, you know?
Right.
And now some people view like the torture that he goes through as Kubrick like justifying what he's done in the beginning of the film and basically through the first like half of the film, basically him being an awful human being.
Right.
No, that doesn't replace it. That doesn't go away either, because there is moments where he just goes through a lot. Like the first half is literally him torturing other people, and the second half is him getting tortured, basically. Mm-hmm. And it's not. I don't view it as review it or view it at all as like him like saying justifying that or viewing it as like, oh, what he did was okay, because that's never something that's established to me at all in the film. Mm-hmm. It's more so about the thing that it's like the message that it's trying to get across is that the government trying to like tamper with behaviors and personalities and stuff is like them trying to tamper with free will itself and stuff like that. So that's like them trying to take what makes that person out of them.
Right.
And that means putting a person like Alex, who is like a sociopath or a psychopath, whatever, he's probably a psychopath for sure, in like putting him back on the street after, altering his behavior or whatever, because that's not truly him. What he should have gotten was he should have went into, like a mental health facility or whatever, a psych ward, that type of thing, right? Not had his whole personality and behavior tampered with. Yeah. And it's really the whole message is basically that the government should not impede on humans' free will, basically. That's the message that Kubrick's trying to get across.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I think it's a pretty powerful film when you delve into it a little more, when you peel back some layers.
I definitely got to check out a lot of Kubrick's other films. So far, the only Kubrick film I've seen is The
Shining.
The Shining, and I have my opinions on that. But,
yeah.
Was that your last movie?
Yeah, it was my last.
Okay,
one.
So that means I'm at my last movie.
Yeah.
My last movie was All Quiet on the Western Front. Again, I don't have a whole lot to say because we already talked about it, but it's a very, very good war film.
Yeah.
One of the best war films that I think I've seen.
Yeah. I agree.
I think a film like Saving Private Ryan, I think that might be a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But this did an amazing job at showing the horrors of war. Mm-hmm. Just the terrifying things that soldiers go through and see every day is it's really well shown here.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting that we don't have very many war films from the perspective of a German soldier.
Yeah.
A lot of it is American or British or people that are like on the quote unquote good side.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
even though technically Germany was the bad side.
Yeah, in this context, in All Quiet on the Western Front, that's the best thing. It doesn't try to like justify anything that like any of like the prior motives that they had, because that's what the dude who plays Zemo's character is in the film, is like, he's basically like, yeah, I don't exactly agree, with what the past guys did and stuff. I'm just trying to get the war over with, get the country, on the right foot. I believe this movie's about World War One, right?
Yeah, it's World War One.
So we kind of know that all goes to shit anyway. But
exactly. Yeah.
But the movie itself has a crazy ending and everything too. With
oh my gosh,
what happens?
I did not expect.
Yeah,
it's upsetting because
apparently that was
real.
changed from the original movie. In the original movie, the ending is the opposite.
Oh, okay.
So on a little bit higher of a note, it ends on.
I like that, but I'm not gonna lie, I like this ending more.
Yeah, I think I do too.
It feels, it kind of goes to show that it's war.
It feels like a statement, Yeah. It feels like it's like they're, no one's lucky.
Yeah.
No one's lucky.
And it's upsetting, and I like that it's upsetting because you're supposed to be upset at the fact that these people were going through all this and they didn't and have to. And it really didn't.
Literally, that, especially in that final battle and stuff.
Yeah.
They literally was pointless. There was no reason. And that's what the great thing about the end, like not the end credits or whatever, but the words that they pop up at the end of the movie and stuff, they say that the German and the French or whatever, they fought there, and there were like 1 million or more than 1 million, I'm pretty sure, lives lost in that battle.
17 million.
17 million. It was like the most deadly place, I think, in the war itself, I think.
I think it's the most lost lives in war.
And it was all for literally, they gained inches of land. In terms of what they got from all that death and stuff like that. But like both sides, they literally moved inches.
Yeah. That's horrible.
It's literally crazy.
Yeah. It's the film does a great job of funnily humanizing Germany.
Yeah.
it's like it really is, like, it just goes to show that not everybody, but a lot of people that were in that war specifically, but also just in wars in general, were tricked and were innocent people that wanted to fight for their country, just like America.
Yeah.
But more so, Germany was known for tricking with propaganda and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's upsetting just because of these young guys that wanted to go fight for their country, and they get there and there's the guy that's like, I want to go home to my mom.
Yeah.
Bro, that got me. Yep.
Bro, it's just the innocence lost, bro. And you feel it throughout the entire film that these boys are getting more and more like they're not who they were when they came in at all. And that's what the most haunting part of the movie is at the beginning when they are joining, it's all smiles, it's all laughter. When they're even their training and stuff, it's all a good time, it's all laughing and stuff.
Having fun, yeah.
And then as soon as they get to the Western Front, bro, like as soon as they get to that, it's just like the movie just goes, bro. And it takes the narrative, obviously, that it's trying to get across, and it gets across very well. And it's powerful. It's a very powerful film, I think, for sure.
Very good film. One of the best war movies.
Yeah.
I think. I haven't seen the original.
Yeah.
I'll check it out to compare.
It's an older movie for sure. But some people say that it gets across the anti-war message even more than the remake. But so I guess we'll have to check it out, see what's happening there for sure.
Yeah. All Quiet. Also, I think All Quiet is a movie that if it wins tonight at Best Picture, it's one that I wouldn't be upset over, but I definitely want the other two.
Yeah.
Or want Everything Everywhere to win.
This is an extremely good movie for sure.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we have for this episode. Yeah. We again, tonight's the Oscars. Go watch the Oscars. Tell us if we were right or wrong. We'll know.
Yeah.
We'll
be watching for sure.
We'll watch it. You can find me at Maceo Movies on Instagram.
You can find me at Lota Reviews, LOTA Reviews on Instagram.
Yep. And we have a TikTok now. So you can find us on TikTok at the Cinemaniacs Pod. We post clips of our podcast, of our episodes, and just different little edits and stuff. But I think that's all we've had today.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for, if you, obviously you're on YouTube, it's the only way to listen to this right now. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to hear more from us. And I think we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
See ya. The Cinemaniacs Podcast.